1. All right, we're live. There we go.
You're like the best one though.
All right, let's just make sure we're live. All right, refresh this.
Where's the camera? That way?
Hang on. There. It says we're live. I just want to make sure we are live. Is the question.
My nice shape up here.
Channel. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, let me just check. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're live. That's good.
Oh shit.
Let's put this into the headphones. That should be good. All right, hang on. Let me. This is, of course, starting out just the way I thought it would.
You almost spilled your drink.
That would have been bad.
That would have sucked.
All right, let me do my little intro. Okay. All right. So this is the first episode of the Manic Mind podcast. I am Dan Snyder. I'm going to be the host. I am super excited to get this started. I originally started out on stream. I had a million different names. We had Fancy Dan, Circular Insanity, DG Snyder. I mean, it was just a mess. And I feel like moving on into podcasting is a lot better for me because it's something that I'll enjoy. I was kind of losing the fun of streaming with it. So now that I'm switching it up, having some awesome people on, it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be relaxed. We're just going to have some conversations. And you know what? We're going to get going somewhere. So first I got to say out to our first sponsor. It's D&E Window and Door. Emma knows that company.
And really are D&E right here.
Yeah, no, right? This is literally Danny and Emma. Great window and door company. Best price you could get. Awesome and fast service. So yeah, thank you D&E Window and Door for the sponsorship. So for the first podcast, we have some awesome people on. We have Emma Snyder, my sister. We have Carlos Perez, my one of my great friends, and we got Robert Miranda, another great friend. And today we're going to be talking about probably more along the lines of Marvel and superheroes and the effects on society. So I'm going to ask you guys first. I mean, we can go from down to up here. So Rob, what was the thing in your life that got you into superheroes, and why did you get into them?
So, thinking back, I mean, superheroes have always been a part of my life. I mean, it was just good for me. I mean, thinking back, you always try to look at your heroes. You know, what Stan Lee did for everybody, rest in peace. I mean, he made me a believer. You know, not saying that, there ain't real life superheroes, but he gave those kids that, didn't have a lot growing up, he gave them something.
Yeah.
To believe in. Some kids are less fortunate than others. Some kids don't have dads, so their heroes are these superheroes.
Yeah.
So me, that was a big part of my life, man. I mean, Marvel always was top of the line. I loved them. Spider-Man, of course, being my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, man. I love Spider-Man growing up. He's always my favorite. Peter Parker, now it's Miles Morales, so
nice.
But yeah, man.
Well, that's the great thing about Spider-Man is I feel like they have exhausted every aspect of Spider-Man, and you have so many options to choose from. You have Miles Morales, you have Andrew Garfield, you have all those great guys. I mean, Spider-Man has so many different ways you could go, and it's a crowd favorite. Personally, I like Spider-Man. I feel like growing up, my favorite was the Hulk because I was that asshole who liked to just lift heavy things and throw them. But
things up and put them down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, exactly. All right, Carlos. Let me ask you, what got you into comics, and what have they done for your life?
Wow. I can't really top Rob.
Oh, Rob.
Pretty fucking.
Real quick, make sure the mic is like a little closer.
I got you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Like that's the thing is like these mics are like a little shittier, so like you got to be a little closer. That's the bad thing about them. All right, go ahead.
What I have. No, for real. I just talk out of my phone sometimes. Wow, I don't know. Fuck. So when I was younger, obviously like my parents are divorced, so my dad would take me to Route 18 flea market when I was a kid, and like my big thing back then as a kid were like all my dad's old He-Man toys. So there was one guy there who had like a fuck ton of He-Man action figures like still in the packaging, and then on the side it was like comics, and like I don't know, I was a kid like in the 90s, early 90s. I just realized I'm the oldest one here, which is kind of weird. But in the early 90s, you had the X-Men animated series, Spider-Man, Batman, like all that. So obviously I was like, oh shit, like they're in books, like what the fuck? So I would grab all those and just read the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Like I actually found out like pretty recently I did an inventory of all my comics. Like all my older comics as a kid are like worth money, but they're not the ones I own because they're all like ripped and shit from like reading them so much. But so just like watching the cartoons and shit, and like just drawing all the time, like Spider-Man and all that shit. So just being a kid in the 90s, I guess. Like,
now I know you enjoy, like I know that was like you said that as a kid, those were the things that you were around and you really enjoyed those things.
Yeah.
Did any particular hero come as like your favorite?
Cable.
Cable.
Yeah, Cable's my all-time.
Is he a hero? Because I know Cable. I know him from. He's the Deadpool guy, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I feel like at the end of the movie, I kind of saw he was a hero, but at the same time, it was a little bit like was he an anti-hero? Or?
Yeah, he's pretty much an anti-hero. It's like basically how I explain it. He's a good guy. He just does things his way.
So basically, the end justifies the means.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
much.
that's the way he's looking at it.
Yeah, he's just like a futuristic version. He's Scott Summers' Cyclops, and I don't want to get too weird now, but a clone of Jean Grey. Him and her had like a kid because of Mephisto and it's a bunch of shit.
Dude, that's the thing that's weird about comics to me is that you can be so open to interpretation about who's good and who's. But dude, there are people who not just to switch over from DC from Marvel, but there are people who think the Joker is a good guy. They think that the Joker has a good message, and at the end of the day, that is true to a degree. I mean, there are people all over the spectrum that kids aren't just learning about what makes a hero, they're also learning about what drives a villain. I mean, that's a weird way of looking at it, but I mean, at the end of the day, look at every villain and their motives. A lot of the time, they're looking to change society in their eyes better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Just look at the Joker movie. I mean...
Oh, dude, 100%.
It's one of the, in my opinion, one of the greatest movies I've ever watched.
I totally agree with you.
You see what he goes through, and, like, that's what really drove him.
Yeah. The society pushing you too far.
Exactly.
And it could be anybody, which is the crazy thing. It could like he could have been you or me or Rob or Emma. Exactly. Like, could have been anybody.
Why do you look so cocooned?
I'm really tired.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, at any point, if you want to leave, that's fine. I just want to make sure you're okay, comfortable. Okay. All right. So let me ask you. You are the youngest person here. Yeah, you're a douche. So you're the youngest person here. Let me ask you. Having to do, I don't know if you're recently into Marvel. I feel like I've just seen you really getting into Marvel, making Dad watch. She's making my father watch like every single Marvel movie in chronological order. That's awesome. So like 35
like
to
the series and stuff.
Oh, that's
like 40 movies. I cannot believe that shit. So
I haven't even done that.
I know, dude.
I did it 3 times during quarantine.
You're crazy.
You're a hero.
So let me ask you. You are a teenager, right? You're 16.
Sometimes.
What hang on, sorry. Let me just make sure. Can't hear Rob. Okay, hang on.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? This is why I asked.
It's ladies' night. Oh, and I can hear myself talk. Sounds weird.
Rob, talk.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. No, I can hear you.
Now I can hear myself.
Ow! All right. Well, you know what? Gotta get out the shitty parts of the stream first. You know what I mean?
Growing
Okay.
pains.
So Emma, as I was saying before, you're 16 years old. You're just getting into Marvel. I think you. How long? A year or two?
Like freshman year, so like almost 3 years. Has it been 3 years? 3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years. So 3 years you've been getting into Marvel. You are the closest I'm going to be able to ask for somebody who is developing with superheroes, because we've all really already hit our developmental strides. So what have you experienced with, like, what made you want to watch these movies, and how did you feel about them?
What made me want to watch it was that they were hot. What made me like it
All right.
was that my favorite part was that, like, especially the Avengers, that there was like a bunch of freaks that first of all hated each other, most of them, that they came together and were like a family.
Okay. So what? So you see the impact of family with these people?
Yeah.
Like a group?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So who's your favorite hero?
Iron Man.
All right, I saw that coming, man. I saw it.
But
Who do you think is the hottest?
Oh, there are so many.
Hulk, obviously.
If it's not Thor, I'm judging you.
No, it's not Thor.
And if it's not Fat Thor, I'm judging you even more.
My favorite, well, like the hot ones, Loki, Bucky Barnes, and Captain America.
Well, Loki's another.
I love Loki.
You literally just named two guys that I was just talking to you guys about that are anti-heroes that have like kind of become heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like Loki, he had such a like bad childhood. Like even from the beginning, like you saw how he was a frost giant baby, and the second he was picked up by Odin, he formed into human form to be what Odin would want to see.
Okay.
So the second he was born, he was trying to fit everyone else's standards.
Okay. So you're saying the pressures of trying to become who you are with your father like that is what kind of shaped him into losing his shit.
Yeah, and also, like, constantly having to live behind Thor. Like, obviously, he pointed that out a lot.
How do you guys think... Who created Thor? Stan Lee?
Shit. He might. I know Jack Kirby drew him, who's, like, the unsung hero of Marvel.
Yeah, that's that's the thing. I always heard about Jack Kirby, but I feel like he doesn't get the recognition he deserves.
No.
Is that not true?
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, he's the king. That's literally, they call him King Kirby. Yeah, so Jack Kirby was just as responsible for Marvel as Stan Lee. And
Yeah, they were partners, right?
yeah, it was Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and Jack Kirby.
Who the fuck is Steve Ditko?
Him and Stan Lee created Spider-Man.
Why the fuck have I never heard of Steve
Why
Ditko?
do you say
So,
why
like,
that? Why?
There's like a pretty decent sized like anti-Stan Lee like campaign that a lot of people know about, because basically like Stan Lee's a great guy, but a lot of like hardcore comic book fans, like, it's kind of true to an extent, but he basically like made himself the face, and kind of like, for example, Jack Kirby drew like the X-Men and Fantastic Four and like all these guys, and Stan Lee got like 90% of the credit for it. Like, so at one point, I think it was in the 70s or 80s, Jack Kirby basically left Marvel. They were like, yeah, kick rocks. He went to DC and killed it over there for a bit. He created Darkseid. Almost positive he created Darkseid. Like, he just, everywhere he went,
Yeah.
touch gold. But yeah, I don't know the complete history like verbatim, but basically Jack Kirby's just as responsible, if not maybe even more, because he like created the characters and like what they looked like.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just as important as Stan Lee. So there's like mini docs on YouTube and shit out there. But yeah, he's.
But that's the thing I feel like with these kind of with creating anything when you're doing it in a group, and that's what kind of scares me whenever I've always been somebody who tries to do things alone, which is, you know, honestly not the best kind of thing to do. But that's the thing that always scared me, is when you have a group of people, it seems to be that it tends to go into a fight. Like, you look at a band starts getting into a fight because one's not getting more recognition. And then you go down in history and you hear Stan Lee's name. Dude, that guy is the fucking, you mention a comic book, he is God.
Yeah.
Like, when you, like, he is literally God of comic books and superhero movies. He did cameos in all the movies. I mean, this guy, and that's the thing that's a little scary about it, because it's not to say Stan Lee wasn't a great guy. It's not to say Stan Lee wasn't this absolute genius who did all these things, but at the end of the day, he didn't do it alone. He didn't. There's no way he did that alone, and I don't think he could have done it alone.
No, definitely not.
So I want to get into something that me, Carlos, and Rob have done, and I'm sure that you'd like to do it one day. You know, don't look at me like that. That's a little weird. That's a little sus, bro. So Comic-Con, let's get into that. Yeah, there it is. You fucking knew what I was gonna say with that. Yeah. So how do you think the Comic-Con era is like? Like, now that we have COVID and we can't go anymore, like, how do you think Comic-Con is going to be? Like, do you think it's gonna be still as big? Do you think that we're gonna even have it again?
I could see them having it again. I mean, they're having concerts again. I mean, there's a Machine Gun Kelly concert going down in New York.
We almost got you those.
Yeah.
I couldn't get them.
They were hard tickets to get. I have to go to Pittsburgh to go watch this concert.
Bro, that's like fucking 5-6 hours away, isn't it?
Pittsburgh's one of my favorite cities in the country.
Really?
Amazing.
I've never been.
I can't wait.
Dude, it's fucking great. It's basically like New York-ish, but clean, and like no crazy people. So, you know, like when you go to New York, like,
yeah.
It's like, I'm not even talking about homeless people, because like they're like cool. Like, I fuck with homeless. Like, I get what you're
saying.
Cool people.
You're talking about that guy who's like wearing his underwear in his head, running at you naked.
Yeah, there's just like, you know, in New York, there's just always some random person trying to start shit, or just like, you just always have like this feeling like something could happen at any moment. Like in Pittsburgh, it's just like going to your local city, but it's just huge with skyscrapers and shit.
Dude, I want to go now that you guys are saying that. I kind of want to go.
And everything is reasonably priced, like New York and shit. Like, I've been to like California, New York, Miami. Like, everything there's fucking through the roof in prices. Pittsburgh was pretty fucking reasonable for me.
Buy tickets to the MGK concert. We could go for my birthday.
Dude,
are they on sale?
I guess here, do me a favor. I don't know why you can't hear with the mic. Try to unscrew that bottom.
This bottom?
No. The under. You see how these mics are? Like, they're tall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then
has to grow.
Yeah, and then tighten it a little bit because I guess it's hard to hear you. I got people texting me.
Okay.
I just want to make sure people can't hear you.
He's a grower.
Yes.
Oh fuck! I should.
I don't give a fuck, dude. This is just a chill time. I don't give. This is a conversation.
Can everybody hear me?
That
better?
is so much better. Honestly, I think
Perfect.
it's because I literally am an asshole and I did every single person's mic except yours.
That's all right.
So as I was,
Wow,
dude,
you're a
my
dick.
yeah, fuck you. So my trainer actually trained Pitt for a while. That's where he got a lot of his experience in. I'm talking for him. I don't know if I should. I know that was a big thing when he was training in Pittsburgh, and he said that Pittsburgh was awesome.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait.
bro, now tickets are so expensive. Dope, bro. We were gonna buy you these tickets. And these tickets ended up being within a minute. Like it went from like I think $100 a ticket, or like $50 to $70 a ticket, because we were trying to get New York, to like $800, and I was like,
That's insane.
no. There's
Even his merch. Like, I remember when he released that, like, mini movie thing on YouTube, he had this, like, high school, like, varsity jacket that he released, and it was, like, almost $200.
The pink one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted
You
it
have
so
it.
bad.
I know, but you know what? If I had $200 to blow and I wanted that jacket, I would get that jacket.
I
Hey,
want it so
MGK,
bad.
if you're watching, send me that jacket.
But like, why? Why is he popular now? Like, you know what's funny? Because I'm an Eminem fan. I think Eminem blew his ass out of rapping. Just
Oh, yeah.
say that shit. And then all of a sudden, he's bringing back punk. Dude, that's another thing I could ask, because all of you guys you like punk, right? I think.
Love it.
How is that making a comeback? Like, this is like the early 2000s. I feel like it's more early 2000s punk that's kind of making its comeback.
Yeah.
90s is like a little bit more grungier, but I think that. How the fuck is it coming back? Why is
TikTok.
that coming back?
To be honest,
TikTok.
I think it starts with TikTok, and then I think it starts with MGK. I mean, once that album was great.
Yeah, that was. I won't lie to you. There was some catchy shit.
And his lyrics, if you break down each song, the lyrics are great. It makes you want to party, bro. It makes me feel, that album makes me feel like I'm in a good mood
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he did a lot of good stuff, but you have to give credit, man. You know, he had Travis Barker. Travis Barker's.
I think
that's one of like the staples in his thing that's bringing it all back.
I was gonna say I think we could give a lot of props to Travis Barker himself. Like obviously he was in Blink,
Yeah.
and I think he just like never like what I like about Travis Barker, even like in the early 2000s, was he never stuck to just punk. Like he did music with The Game. He was drumming for like Wiz Khalifa and like all these people. Like
Lil Wayne, right?
Yeah, Lil Wayne. Like he just fucking loves music, and he just across all genres. And I think he just his passion for like all this music and all his connections like over time. Like we could even like with Emma was saying TikTok. Like now you're seeing a lot of like emo rappers, I guess you can call them. Like I don't know what you would want, but you know like Youngblood and like fuck, I can't even think of all them off the top of my head now.
Yeah,
but
and like if you look at it too, like a lot of these rappers, like there was a point in time where like I think like 05, 06, like Party Like a Rock, like remember all those songs, all these people. Like you have to think about it. Rock and roll was and is probably one of the best music genres around.
Of course.
All right, and like you know, rap music is great. My favorite is punk rock because that's what I grew up with. But you know, rap stars, some of them want to be rock stars because that lifestyle was what everybody wanted to live. Who doesn't want to be a rock star?
Oh my God. Party like a rock star, bro.
Exactly.
I
so
think
Die young.
exactly.
Live fast, die young, bro.
I think this might be like a controversial statement, but it's kind of true. Like I think rappers are the new rock stars. Like
Oh my fucking God. Look at Post,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Of course.
like if you think about it, like in the 80s and like early 90s, like obviously you had like Motley Crue, Van Halen, like these guys were just sorry Emma, it's gonna sound fucking weird coming out of my mouth.
Just fucking say it, bro.
But like nah, these guys would just do drugs and like fuck groupies and like play music and just party hard, and like all the girls loved the rock stars. Like that was like, you know what I mean? Like Tommy Lee, all the girls wanted to bang.
Well,
Tommy
dude,
Lee,
they were the bad boys. Every girl wants a bad boy
Well, yeah.
to a degree. I mean, like
Exactly.
they were the ones who didn't give a shit. Fuck society. They were what society hated. But then I think what killed rock for a period, because obviously rock and roll died out a little bit. Like it's not, you're not getting the AC/DCs anymore. But I feel like it started to become mainstream and popular, and people didn't like that. And then rap started to come, and like you said, with the rap becoming rock stars, rap became rock stars because they started to become the people that they didn't like. The old people would say, well, rock and roll is my music. Yeah. It's like that generation started to come in, and then the other generation's like, this is our music.
Yeah, and then you had guys like Lil Wayne. Like Lil Wayne made it a rock album, you know? And then you had, what am I trying to think of? Just, yeah, like Rob was saying, like part of like rocks. And then Travis Barker put out an album of all hip-hop songs, but he's drumming on it. And like when he did the Soulja Boy, Craig the Soulja Boy remix, it was a rock song. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I feel like that was like laying the foundation for what, like, I guess like the emo rap generation, or, you know, like I know there's a thing called trap metal now. I don't know if he was in a trap metal.
Dude, there is so many trap. So what are you thinking about? You didn't grow up in like the punk society. I mean, like I kind of did, like towards the tail end, but like I knew Blink. I knew this. Do you listen to Blink? Because I see these TikTok things, and I saw one today, and I sent it to Steph. I'm over here. I'm looking. Look at me. Look at me. Eye contact. You're my sister. I can talk to you different than these people. So, now I lost my train of thought. What I was saying is how is it for you, for someone who didn't grow up with punk? Like, because I saw a video today that I sent to Steph. It's a girl saying, 2004 chick. I'm listening to these songs, and I'm gonna see if I can if I know them. And she didn't. This chick didn't dance to a single song that everyone should know. Oh. Now, you're my sister, so I'm hoping that you know.
Wait, you were born in 04?
Yeah.
Wow, I was in middle school.
How old do you feel? Because I feel old.
Damn.
I'm 8 years difference than her. That's the...
7.5.
Not even 7.5. You were born in July. I was born in October. So not even a half. So how is it for you? Her punk is MGK. Like, that's your era of punk.
Yeah.
So how is it, do you listen to punk? Like, do you listen to Blink?
Yeah.
Really?
You remember when I was like emo?
Hardly. I don't know why that's hard. Oh my God, yes I do.
There you go.
That was a bad stage for you.
There you go.
Yeah, I hope you never do that again.
But yeah, I mean, I was like Emma's age. Like, so you're 16? Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was 16, I was, 07, 05, 06, 07. Like, yeah, that's when it was at its like height. That's when like scene was like a thing.
Oh my God, scene kids.
And like emo, that's when MCR was like at their peak and all that. So yeah, I know, they're great. Shout out to MCR. But yeah, dude, like, so, and like the thing too with like a lot of people in like punk music is like the original, like, so I don't know about you guys, but like I feel like you kind of have this trait too. When I like something, I have to become obsessed with it. So I need to know its history. I need to know like all the ins and outs of it. So when I started listening to like punk music, I was like, all right, well, where did it come from? Turns out punk started in the 70s, and in like New York and London at the time, whatever. I won't get into it because it's a whole fucking hour-long conversation. But
we got time.
Yeah, but basically like,
what you doing after this?
Yeah. So like punk, like its foundations basically just came from like everyone just hated what was on the mainstream, and everyone was like, well, we don't want to be like Aerosmith or AC/DC. Like, we want to like just make our own music. We don't sound like, especially like during the disco era, nobody wanted to, like, you know, disco was kind of like for pussies in their head. So they're like, we want to do our own thing. So like punk was just like, we don't give a fuck what we sound like. We don't even have to be good. We just want to make our own music for people like us. And like, if like, you know, and the big thing about punk music too, like even in the 70s was like, anybody could be a fan of punk. Like, they accepted gay people, black people. Like, well, the most influential punk band of all time is the Bad Brains. It's a bunch of black guys from Washington, D.C., and like they're all Rastafarians, and like not a lot of people know that, but like, you
were talking about that recently.
Yeah,
you were telling me about that.
Yeah, so like I've said like your favorite band's favorite band, it's like the Bad Brains, and like they're fucking amazing, and like even Denzel Curry does cover songs with them. Like, it's just they're so ahead of their time. But yeah, basically going back to what I was saying, like the punk attitude was just like, fuck you, I'm gonna do things my way.
Yeah.
And like a big thing in punk was DIY, which is do it yourself. So like the Misfits, for example, like they couldn't get a record deal, so they were like, we'll just make our own records. And like they created their own record label, and just, you know, look how big they are now. They're from fucking Lodi, New Jersey. Like, you know, they're not from LA or like where all these other people are from.
They're small town. Dude, look at MCR. MCR was from Newark, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they just did it their way and then just blew up. And I feel like that's like with the TikTok generation, it's the same thing. It's just a different era. Like, people from TikTok, like, look at Lil Nas X. Like, he was just like, I'm just gonna put out my own music and do it my way. Or like Chance the Rapper didn't get signed to a record label. I don't think he's signed either, right?
I have no clue.
No, people just took control of their own thing.
Yeah, and I think that's dope as fuck. Just, like, I'm gonna do it my way. I don't need a record label to tell me what to do. I'm sorry, Emma, I cut you off like a lot. But,
nah, I mean, dude, this is the thing. We can keep going, and we can get back. It's fine. Yeah, keep going.
But yeah, no, it's just
work out like, the kinks for the podcast. We're all good, bro.
But yeah, man, that's like the punk attitude. It's just like, you know, they don't care how you dress. They don't care what your like beliefs are. Just be true to yourself and just do things your way. And that's, you know, I feel like that's what's making, like, I guess where it's like resurgence is coming from.
And that's good. Like that is the resurgence is what you're talking about. And then that's what I was kind of getting at as to how it's coming back. And now that's actually a really good explanation for it.
Yeah.
So back to what I was asking you. I actually like that we did that, by the way. I just want to say that I actually enjoyed that we were able to like veer off into something. Again, I'm new to podcasting, and I was like a little nervous that we were going to run out of shit to talk about. But after seeing how these conversations are going, at least I know that we can keep talking about anything.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, what I was asking you before is how is it growing up with knowing the old age and then seeing the newer age?
Well, I was always more into like old punk, pop, whatever.
Pop punk.
Yeah, I don't know why I just like. No, I was always into them when I was younger, and like that was.
Hold on, sorry, 1 second. I was just told again. Quick thing, Steph just told me. You guys just, I guess, a little closer to the mics. I guess we have to talk like out of your ass when you're talking.
Deep throat the mics.
Yeah, let's just. I don't know. I'm trying. I can also hear 1 second. Like I'm gonna keep talking. I want to listen. I'm gonna also.
I can still hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
No, you can hear the reason why my mic is an expensive dummy. Like I was a stupid purchase mic. These I got to find a way to make them louder. That's why. So go ahead, Emma. Keep talking.
Yeah, I was always into like the older bands when I was little, and that was like why I was considered more emo than anything else. Like that
like
was how.
Who did you used to listen to? Like Good
MCR,
Charlotte.
yeah.
Yeah, Good
Like,
Charlotte was great.
Basically the same music taste and stuff. Like
Nice.
that's how me and her bonded.
Oh, so it's all thanks to me.
Everything stemmed from Carlos.
Yeah, I'm actually everyone's dad here.
I can
But,
tell by the
Sorry, Greg.
Yeah, no, I didn't really like the normalish music. Like I liked One Direction for a little bit, and then I stopped liking
I
them.
love the One Direction.
Rest in
by the
peace,
way,
One Erection.
And then I got more into like the emo music and stuff, and he used to give me shit for it all the time, like the different music I would listen to. Like certain bands like Falling in Reverse, I would play some of their songs in the
Ooh.
car, and there was like one or two songs he'd be like, you don't know what the hell you're listening to. Listen to
Because
this.
you
Like when
didn't.
I was a kid.
Oh my
when I
God,
was a
get the
kid.
fuck
Like
outta
he's
here.
40 years old.
Get the fuck out of here.
Always. Oh my God, if I played any song in the
Dude,
car,
there
that's
was
what you
one
do.
song, and I showed you before you were a emo kid. No, I showed you one song, and it was because Blue told me about it. By the way, I had a friend named Blue Fox, and that kid was like awesome.
amazing.
That is his actual legal name.
That's great.
It's Blue Fox, I think the 4th or something.
he should have became a rock star.
Whoa!
he was born for that.
And I think his
Fox.
father was named Red Fox or something.
Red
I
Fox is a comedian.
swear to God. No, Red Fox is a comedian. My bad. No, I swear to God, like his name was the BLU.
That's great.
Simplistic for a kid. How
Shout out
awesome.
to Anal Basics. Dan knows that story.
Yo, this kid knew somebody named Anal dude.
Yeah, I heard that.
I saw.
Come on.
Should I
that's-
tell them?
Dude, go for it.
So I went to elementary school with this kid named Anal Basics. He was from Bosnia. He was an immigrant. He came here when I was in 4th grade or 5th grade. So that was like 2001, 2002. It's like right after like I think it was the Civil War in Kosovo or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, its name technically was Anel, but it was spelled Ahnel, and a bunch of 5th graders were gonna call him. His name was Anel, and it was like Basvik or something like that. But the way it was spelled was like AHNELBASIK, but it was like with European characters. So it'd be like in the yearbook, it just sell like Anal Basics.
So it's basically like that one kid whose name is Shahid.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just shithead.
Yeah. So if I look,
Thanks to you, he's gonna get like 90,000 followers after
fuck
this.
That kid's gonna be like, hey, my guy's name is Anal Basics.
Yeah.
he's a doctor now. I looked him up on Facebook a couple
Oh,
years ago.
Dr. Anal?
Dr. Basics.
Dude,
Yeah.
he could have a show named after him, Dr. Anal.
That's
Dr.
amazing.
Anal.
I
And
think
then
I've
like
seen that movie.
Dr. Anal's Basics.
Maybe he's an anal doctor. You never know.
Yeah.
That's on like what if he like only studies like rectal shit?
Yeah.
Like that would be like how I would trust that man if I had a doctor who had to check my my ass and his name was Dr. Anal. I don't think I could have trusted. Like how much
Yeah,
better
he was
could you
born
get?
for it. Literally
like,
was
that
born
man
for
was
it.
literally made for this.
colonoscopies Monday through Friday.
Come in for your 5 o'clock discount. Colonoscopy.
I gotta mute my phone. Hold on, sorry. I'm getting way too many people texting me.
That's awesome. I hope it's good feedback.
Yeah, me too.
It is good feedback.
We did it for the anal.
All right, I guess we should slowly go back to the whole Marvel thing.
Yeah,
So,
why not?
all right. Well, not Marvel. So, okay. Oh, here's a good one. Okay. So, what do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer the... I know that there's a lot of shows out now on Netflix and Hulu and, like,
Disney
Peacock,
Plus.
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, Disney Plus. That's where a lot of the Marvel... Excuse me. A lot of the Marvel movies and comics and... not comics, but shows are from. Do you guys prefer... the shows or the movies? Like, if you had to take one out and delete it from the whole history, would you rather get rid of the whole WandaVision, or would you rather keep the movies?
Now, let me ask you a question. Does the animated series come into play into this question?
Ooh, see, I have another question. I have another question about that, but I could say that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start it off.
Mm-hmm.
If we're taking the animated series into consideration, I say that's rough because I really love the first Infinity War.
Yeah.
But I still have to go with the shows. I mean, Saturday mornings, cartoons, X-Men.
Yeah, the history and the childhood
Exactly.
memories. Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. I mean, me and Carlos went to the movies before COVID. Like, we have watched every Marvel movie the night that it came out.
Yeah.
Literally all of them.
Literally all of them. That was like our thing. But the thing is, those are great memories. But the thing is, if it would have been, I think they would have been less. The movies would have been less great if there was no animated series.
Yeah.
Because with them animated series, man, they were awesome.
Carlos, what are you thinking about it?
So I'm torn. So I would say I like the TV shows like WandaVision and Captain America. I mean, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Because they take their time with the stories. They like you build into it. Every week is like hyped up. Like
Well, yeah, because a show can be canceled. A movie can't be canceled.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I mean, yeah.
But
I'm canceling the movie.
Like, you can't just do that.
But even like during the series, like at first I hated that Disney was doing. I hated that Disney was like, yeah, we're gonna release episodes every week. I'm like, what the fuck? Like we binge watch everything now. But every week it was like, especially WandaVision, there were so many fan theories and like you'd go on Reddit or you go on Twitter and be like, what the fuck is gonna happen? Or like, this might happen, and it felt like you were part of like something bigger than just the movies where you just go sit down and like, okay, this is the movie. But with that being said, when we saw Endgame in theaters, it was fucking wild. Like I'm sure you guys have seen the YouTube videos of like fan reactions,
screaming and shit. Yeah,
dude. Literally, I remember me and Rob were there. I might have been the first one. I remember when Thor got when Captain America got Thor's hammer, and I stood up and I started clapping. I was like, "Let's go!" And then like the whole theater erupted, and then like it was just fucking wild from then on.
Well, bro, that's what I mean with that. That's what I was trying. Like the whole point of me talking about Marvel and the comics is, again, I talked about how this podcast will more than likely rotate around creative works and their influences. But that's what I'm saying when it comes to a creative work is the fact that somebody will stand out of their fucking seat over a movie.
Man. Yeah, it's a grown-ass man.
Is like literally, dude, there are people who will stand up and clap, like you said, clap, and then they'll cry, and then they'll scream during a fucking movie. And movies are usually you go, shh, but you can't control it.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That's the creative coolness.
It was fucking great. Like I remember even when we saw Infinity War when Spider-Man died, like
I dropped tears.
Yeah.
I dropped tears.
Dude, the movie theater was dead silent. Like so it was night and day from when Endgame happened when everyone was like going crazy to when Infinity War was going on and Spider-Man was like, I don't feel so good, and everyone was like, Wait. Spider-Man can't die.
That was a big meme. That was a big meme.
Yeah,
man.
It was just like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? And then I'm thinking like, okay, it's a kid, like a Disney-owned movie. They're gonna come back.
Yeah.
And then like it just goes to black and it says Thanos will return, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, the second movie, I mean,
Thanks for blowing.
Me and you saw it in theaters.
Yeah, it was me, Emma, and Steph. We saw it.
No. Me and you saw it. Just me and you.
Emma did. Steph didn't go? Oh well. Oh yeah, because I was waiting for an end cutscene, like an after movie.
Oh my god, we waited the whole entire time.
Bro, I had to piss.
It was so bad. He was like,
bad.
let's just go. I'm like, no, you don't know. What if there's something at the end?
And I was like literally like just sitting there like sweating.
Everyone left.
Because how long
Everyone
was the
left.
movie? The movie was like what, 3 hours, 3.5 hours? I was just sitting there like waiting. I'm like, oh my god.
And we got slushies too. We got like the large slushies.
Bro, I was not prepared. And people said
Go big or go home.
Bro, that movie, and I'm not the biggest, like I'm probably a casual if you were to say anything when it comes to Marvel and superhero. I'm a casual. I've watched most of the movies, I know, I sometimes go on the internet and read stuff because I like reading. I like reading the lore and stuff like that. But, God, that movie, like when Spider-Man died, and again, spoiler, I should have said this before, but the movie's been out for fucking, 3-4 years. I mean,
if you haven't seen it by now.
Yeah, that's not on me. So, when Iron Man actually died, I lost my shit. Yeah. I was waiting for like the like somehow Doctor Strange to heal him with some magical shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? This man can't be fucking dead. There's no way. It doesn't make sense. How can he die?
Yep.
And like that's it. There's no more. Like I know that he was on Joe Rogan's podcast and he was talking about how like if he did it, he probably won't, but if he did, he would want to do it right.
Yeah.
And it's like, how can you have a Marvel movie that has everybody in it without Iron Man? How can you not have Iron Man? And Emma's favorite character is Iron Man.
It's not possible.
Yeah, right?
Every time I watch it, I cry. Remember, I showed
Talk a
Carlos.
little closer.
I showed Carlos the videos of when I rewatched it during quarantine, and I was like hyperventilating, crying.
Yeah, like
It was so sad.
bro, he was because like I said, I like Hulk, but I feel like there's no one who's ever gotten Hulk right ever. Like I really like what's his name?
Buffalo.
I like him. I think he's great. I think he did a really good job. I just feel like Hulk's big thing was that he was just this aggressive badass who like I feel like all the movies he just gets his shit rocked now. Yeah. Like he did great in the first.
There was like, did anyone else like remember that time that he mentioned that he tried to kill himself and everyone just brushed it off?
Oh, where he put a bullet to his mouth?
Yeah.
And
then he
everyone was
spit
just
it
like,
out.
okay,
So
move on.
That was actually a deleted scene from the Edward Norton Hulk movie. I think if you go on YouTube, you could find it. Like he actually put the gun in his mouth, shot it, and then like some weird shit goes on with his face, like CGI, and then like he just is like the Hulk, turns into the Hulk, and then he spits the bullet. Like they show the whole thing.
They need to do an Origins movie with him that doesn't suck.
They do. He's tied up with like Universal and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So that's why there's no solo Hulk movie now.
Well, so far every Hulk movie that's been a solo has been shit. My dad's favorite Hulk is Lou Ferrigno. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Lou Ferrigno is a fucking savage.
Yeah, dude, I just found out he's deaf.
Yeah,
I just thought he was really Italian.
What the fuck does that mean?
So like,
what does that mean?
You know, like people from Brooklyn talk a certain way, and then like he's like a '70s old school Italian guy. Like I just thought like
he's just talking like this.
Yeah,
he can't really talk.
Like Rocky Balboa, like Sylvester Stallone talks a certain way. I'm like, okay, like. That's just like an old school Italian thing. No, he was deaf.
No, man, I now know that you believe that deaf people are just Italians.
Just Italians.
They're just Italian people, bro.
I'm gonna have the anti-Italian people coming after me now.
Bro, but that's the thing that upsets me. I feel like every superhero has gotten a redemption origin story. Spider-Man has had like fucking 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Captain America's one was amazing. I mean, there's just nothing you can really do about that. What's his name? Adams or Evans? Chris Evans?
Chris Evans, yeah.
Adams. Let me know where I got that from. Chris Evans, you couldn't have gotten a better person to play that guy.
No.
I don't think there's a single human being who could have played Captain America better.
He is Captain America.
His acting was just... Remember when that picture was circulating?
Yeah.
That's Captain... that's America's dick. Yo, that was amazing. I thank God never saw the picture, but... That was a funny thing that was going around where people were saying that's America's dick. But that's what Hulk gets no love.
I really thought you were gonna talk about Hulk's dick for a second.
Well, no, that would be too much.
Yeah.
That would be too much. But Hulk has not gotten like Thor again. You couldn't have gotten a better Thor.
Oh, I know.
Spider-Man. I think they've found their Spider-Man for now.
Tom Holland.
Tom
I
Holland.
like Tom
Love
Holland.
him.
Yeah, I know.
I want to know if they make a live action Miles Morales movie, who is going to play this man?
Who? What do you think?
That's a good question.
Lil Nas X.
No. I would take a hard pass on that.
He comes in with a pole.
MGK? No, just.
Who would be a good Miles Morales? That's kind of hard to think about.
They'd probably have to pick a teenager.
Is he
Yeah.
Puerto Rican, by the
Yeah,
way? He's Puerto Rican, right?
half black,
Half black, half Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like, you would have to be accurate with that. You can't have a fucking Tom Holland. Like, I mean,
No, yeah.
you can't. It's not like it used to be, like back when the racial people would do that shit. But who would you have as, him? Because I think it would be cool.
I would take the part, honestly.
You could pull
I'm
it
Puerto
off.
Rican. I could pull it off.
I think it would be cool. I think it would be cool to have Tom Holland meet Miles Morales, like as a multiverse thing.
Yeah, so
they could do that. That's the story, actually.
Yeah. So pretty much that's the story.
Well, that's what I mean. Like if they did a multiverse live action, because are they doing a live action multiverse?
Spider-Man 3.
That's live action.
Yeah.
How are they going to do Miles Morales if he's a cartoon?
Well, his uncle. Oh, sorry, bro.
No. You go.
His uncle is already in the MCU.
The Prowler.
So, Prowler. It's Donald Glover, Childish Gambino. So in Spider-Man: Homecoming, there's a scene where he's like looking at this guns arm deal, and this guy, his name's Aaron, which is Aaron Davis, who is the Prowler. And it's Donald Glover. He's in the scene. He's like, "Oh, my nephew would love this." He says like something like, "Yeah, my nephew would love this." So like he confirms like Miles exists. They just didn't really go past that.
Yeah.
But he plays the Prowler. He's his uncle. So somewhere in the MCU, like Miles is out there.
If you read the comic, this is how I take it. Peter Parker and Miles Morales are from the same, pretty much like dimension or from the same timeline.
Yeah, same timeline. Yeah.
When Peter Parker dies, he gives Miles Morales the keys, pretty much.
Yeah, he lends him on.
So he basically transitions into that. I mean, if you watch the movie, obviously you know, but the comic books, if you ever get a chance to read the Miles Morales their comic books, it's amazing.
Is he a newer Spider-Man in the comic books? Like I don't know much about him. Like has he been around forever? Or?
2008, I think, right? 2008 or something like that.
Okay, so he's not one of the old school Spider-Mans.
No. So I think around like the late 90s, early 2000s, Marvel was like, so in the 90s period, like Marvel was going bankrupt. That's why they sold a lot of their IPs to like different companies. So
just a little closer to the mic.
Yeah, so Sony got...
You can put it to the edge of the table, like cool. Just to make it a little easier for yourself.
So Sony got the rights to Spider-Man. Fox got Fantastic Four, X-Men.
So they just sold off all their heroes.
Because they were going bankrupt. So they're like, we got to do something, because like a lot of their revenue came from toys, and like comics weren't selling as much.
Who got Bluntman and Chronic?
Oh yeah, I got the Funko Pops, Bluntman and Chronic.
What the fuck?
That's Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Miramax.
I thought we were actually talking about heroes like Marvel heroes.
No,
and I'm like, yo, wait, when did they get that going? Yeah.
No, yeah, they fuck, I lost train of thought. No,
sorry.
So, no, you're good.
I definitely cut you off.
No, you're good, dude. So yeah, Marvel basically was like losing money, so they started selling like a bunch of their different like IPs, I guess you could say, or their rights for like,
the rights,
movies
the
and stuff. Yeah, so that's why Sony made the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, or all that. So
the best Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To be honest,
we could get to that next.
So basically, while that's going on, obviously the comics industry is like going fucking bananas. So what they decided to do was create a newer, like more hip universe in the comics, which is the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
So the Ultimate Universe is where you got like Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, and like they're basically like the original like superhero origins, but from like that time period, so like the 2000s. So it wasn't like Spider-Man back in the 60s. It was like Spider-Man now in like the 2000s, like that kind of storyline.
Yeah.
And they made it a little more edgier and like a bunch of different shit. But anyway, that lasted for a couple years, and then they were like, all right, this is getting old. We got to like do something. But in the Ultimate Universe, they created Miles, and then Miles came into the
Ultimate Fallout.
Yeah. Ultimate Fallout is like when the Ultimate Universe
first
got
appearance.
destroyed. Yeah, so that Ultimate Fallout 4, I think Miles shows up, and then he is now part of like the regular Marvel universe.
Dude, like I have a question about this, and I don't know if you know this.
And I just lost every female fan of mine at this point.
By the way, guys, if you want to talk to me, like I turned off my phone because I can't answer texts. I mean, like that's just not a good way of answering things. But if you have any comments, understand that there is a chat. You guys can talk in the live. It's to the right. It says say something, top chat. You can do all that stuff. I can read it from my screen, so make sure to chat through there if you have any comments. Okay, so all three of you, I'm going to go from Rob up. I would love to hear this answer, especially from you because you're younger. Who, and I'm actually going to start. Who and why is the best Spider-Man? So let me defend my boy real quick. So I grew up with the best Spider-Man, obviously. That's my boy. Who is this? Tobey Maguire. I don't think you could get, first off, my reasons for it. Iconic. And that man looks like Peter Parker.
He does.
He's a fucking nerd. The nerd of nerds, the weakest man you could think of. When he punched that locker, I don't think I was that kid screaming, clapping my fucking hands about a bully. And well, my last point is I don't think you get there is not a more iconic scene than the pizza scene.
Yeah.
By the way, let's
Pizza time.
Let's turn the table a little bit. I think the table's just
shit.
yeah. There we go. I don't know. It's because this is on carpet and that's not on carpet, so it's a lot easier to slide. But pizza time is genius. Tobey Maguire, when he got his ass kicked and was fucking holding the bus or the train.
Yeah.
Come on, man. And then when
And
Joey
Joey
Diaz
Diaz.
is in there, bro, come on. All right. I'd love to hear. That's my little conclusion because I know nobody's going to defend my boy, Toby. So who do you think's your favorite?
I'm going to go with you. I am.
No fucking
And
way.
I'll tell you why. Because, number one, I really do like Tom Holland.
Yeah.
I think he did a good job, but he's like more of a younger Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not a nerd.
And he's actually... The good thing about Tom Holland is that he was learning from Iron Man. So basically, that's pretty much his story.
Yeah.
And when you go Tobey Maguire, like I feel like they... First of all, Tobey Maguire, I think that was like the first Spider-Man movie, right? Like
Yeah, first
action.
movie, yeah.
So
Was it?
Yeah, so they had
I
the
think-
TV shows, but never like a live action.
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right off the bat, I mean,
He's the OG.
He's the OG.
Yeah, it's like comparing Christian Bale to fucking Adam West.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to go with you on Tobey Maguire because of that, and like those three movies were really good.
Right? They were
really
awesome movies.
Especially Spider-Man 3 where he does like the dance.
Like,
He's
dude, I'm telling you, the pizza time dance was
And
amazing.
like Tom Holland's, like Andrew Garfield is like at the bottom because I to be honest, I don't think he really got a fair chance either.
He
I
didn't.
mean,
He didn't get. He should have gotten more
yeah,
movies.
Exactly. So with Tom Holland, like I feel like you really remember Tom Holland for the Avengers,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You don't.
His
You don't.
iconic scene of that we were talking about before of him disappearing.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like your best memory.
Dude, even going back to like when we were talking about being at the theaters live, I remember when me and Rob saw Civil War and they were showing like, this one seems from London, Wakanda. Then they said Queens. And then
Yeah.
like you knew Spider-Man was there. The whole theater went fucking apeshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was nuts.
It was because everyone was like, we finally got Spider-Man with the Avengers. Like they fixed all their bullshit with the movie rights and like now he's in the MCU.
Yeah. No, I totally agree, and that's
I
the
was
thing.
so hyped.
Just to do a little veer off section on this. Andrew Garfield, I actually loved his first movie, and I feel like the second movie where Gwen Stacy dies,
I cry every time.
I have never
That's where
had.
Emma Stone, right?
Yeah, bro, I have never had a. You look so uninterested.
I really didn't watch the ones with them.
Oh, dude, it's good.
Oh my god, we have to watch these movies.
You'll like them.
Yeah, they're actually good. Like I said, like
I don't mean to call you out. I'm sorry. Forgive me,
they were actually really good movies.
dude. They were great
But-
movies.
But like I said, I feel like they didn't give them like a fair chance.
Well, there was
No.
a dispute with him, right? He said he didn't want to be kicked off. He wanted to do another Spider-Man.
So they were supposed to do a Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire, and a bunch of fucking industry bullshit happened. But basically, Marvel's like, all right, well, I'm not Marvel. Sony was like, all right, well, fuck it, we're just gonna do our own Spider-Man all over again. That's when I got Andrew Garfield. So it was kind of like thrown together, not like last minute, but not with the same. It was kind of more as a fuck you than it was like we're gonna reboot Spider-Man.
So they just threw the first guy that was pretty and,
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean,
In
I'm
there.
sure they did their due diligence, but it was just more so like, fuck you, we're gonna just redo it our own way, and like whatever. The first one was pretty good, but I don't remember. I was watching a YouTube video about the second one, but the second one was just a little more like, oh, people are still into Spider-Man. We're gonna just throw all this craziness like into it, and like they had the Rhino and Electro and all these other villains, and like it was just like. They
I thought he was a good villain.
Oh, he's great.
I thought he was a great
He's coming
villain.
back in Spider-Man 3. Electro.
Wow.
Him
With
with Doc Ock is gonna be Doc Ock from the Tobey
Maguire.
Maguire. He's coming back from that universe.
Wait, so they're
Yeah.
just getting the gang back together.
Oh yeah, so those are confirmed too. So we don't know yet if Andrew Garfield and Tobey are coming back for Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
But sorry, I didn't mean to yell that loud.
No,
but
okay.
I got excited. Doc Ock, Alfred Molina is like confirmed. He's already said in interviews like, yeah, it's pretty much picking up from the scene where he died in the water.
Yeah.
He's coming right back out, and then like he's gonna jump into the main Marvel like MCU universe. And I don't know what they're doing with Jamie Foxx yet, but like he's playing that Electro, and he's gonna
He
be-
was great in that. So I'm going to ask you now. So so you're saying Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
What is your vote for the best Spider-Man? Because I think you're a Tom Holland fan, aren't you?
Okay, so I think Tobey was the best Peter Parker. I think Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man. but I think Tom Holland does the best of all aspects of being Spider-Man.
Really?
Yeah. So I like Tobey is the best Peter Parker you can have on. Like he's just Peter,
Just
like
like
to
The
the
weak nerdy guy. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like he just plays him to the T. And Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is who he is in the comics. Like he's just talking shit. He's being a little cocky. He's wisecracking. Like he's making jokes.
Yeah.
Like that's what how Spider-Man was in the cartoon, like the animated series. Like he's always making jokes and pretty much talking shit because you can't really beat him up. And he wasn't that good of Peter Parker because he's like a really good looking dude. He was skateboarding and he was banging Emma Stone. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, that was one of the best parts. Yeah. Banging Emma Stone, you know?
Spider-Man, I mean, he did date Gwen Stacy, but you know what I mean? He was the cool.
Who was the original Gwen Stacy?
There was a Gwen Stacy.
Tobey Maguire. Who was Tobey Maguire's?
There was a random chick who played her in Spider-Man 3.
I thought Mary Jane was in Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, so Gwen Stacy was in the third one though.
Wait. What's the difference? Wait. There were two, right? Gwen Stacy
and
and
Mary Jane. Yeah.
Mary Jane Watson.
Who's the original? Is it Mary Jane first?
Actually, it was Gwen first.
Really?
Yeah, in the comics, Gwen Stacy was a girlfriend first, and I think people were getting tired of her, and they killed her off because she was kind of like a whatever character.
Yeah,
so
no,
they
not
killed
really
her.
Important.
Yeah, and then Mary Jane was always his best friend, and they kind of made that story. I just found that out recently.
So now I just got a thought because Gwen Stacy is Spider-Gwen technically, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is Spider-Gwen Miles Morales' girlfriend?
Yeah, I also.
Huh?
She's from another universe.
Oh.
Yeah, but how are they boyfriend and girlfriend? I thought they can't stay in the same universe without dying.
I don't know. So Spider-Verse kind of did its own thing,
which is awesome.
Yeah, it's the best superhero movie I think probably.
I think it's a fantastic. Have you seen that movie? You need to watch that tonight. That is a movie that you'll love if you enjoy Marvel.
It's one of the best superhero movies literally ever.
It got nominated for best animated.
Yeah, I think it won.
Their cast was stacked too.
Yeah.
Their cast was stacked.
I hate animated movies.
No,
So
Emma, I'm
but
not.
This one is
Emma, you would like. It's not like the old superhero movies where it's oh my god, kapow!
Holy shit! I just remembered. Speaking of animated, I think Love, Death, and Robots came out today. Season 2.
I just watched 3 episodes.
Is it still good? Well, is it still amazing?
Bro, this is the thing. I'm just gonna say the first 3 episodes
Don't blow it.
were dog shit.
Of the second season?
Yeah, I'm sorry to say
Hey,
it.
it's all good.
I'm hoping because in the first season there were some not dog shit ones, but there were ones that weren't as good.
Yeah.
You know. So far, all 3 that I've watched haven't been mindfucks. They've been more of the one where have you watched Love, Death, Robots?
No.
Have to watch it. Another one.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's actually really good. So the first
What's it on?
Netflix.
Oh.
So the first you would actually love it. The first 3 episodes. You remember the episode in the first season where it was the Asian girl who saw the murderer through the window?
Yeah. Fun fact: the guy who did the animation for Into the Spider-Verse did that.
That looks like his thing.
Really?
That's his art.
I
yeah.
think he came back for. I think he came back for one of the seasons for the episodes.
I think he did.
But it's kind of like that with a little less of a mindfuck. The first 3 episodes, I wasn't the biggest fan of it because I feel like the first episodes that I watched of the first season, hurt my soul when someone died. There are still, I don't know how many more episodes. I think there's 10 total, but I have hope. But so far, the first 3 episodes, we'll watch them tonight because you're staying over.
Yeah.
But I just don't think those episodes live up to the first season.
Dude, my favorite one probably was when the guy woke up on that spaceship and he was with his girlfriend. Remember? And she was like, "Oh."
And it's a giant spider.
Yeah, dude, this guy.
Oh my god.
I don't want to ruin it. Just watch it. It's
my
fucking
bad.
crazy.
Spoiler alert. Ignore what I just said.
Yeah.
Don't even
Big spider.
acknowledge
Yeah,
that.
it's fucking crazy.
Big Spider-Man.
But yeah, going back to the 3 Spider-Man, I think so Tobey was a great Peter. Andrew was a great Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland just does it all perfectly. He's
So you're saying Holland's your guy.
I think
If you were to rehire somebody, who would you rehire? Like final product right now.
I guess
starting
Tom Holland,
I
yeah.
would say yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
he just has. He's
Also, Toby's 40 years old.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say. I was just.
He's wearing she's wearing a super tight costume for a
exactly.
17-year-old.
he's like
he's like in Miles Morales, the fat Spider-Man.
yeah,
Like
Peter B. Parker.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you know he's the OG because you can't tell me that the Peter Parker in that universe didn't look like Toby.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like the hair. I mean, it looked like Toby.
Yeah. So they were actually
And didn't he even make a reference to it? I did this, and
Yeah.
he did the pizza guy scene.
So in the I think an interview Sony did, they said they wanted to have Andrew and Tobey come back for the Spider-Verse movie, but they said it was too soon, or like people wouldn't be interested in that.
I would have been interested.
Exactly.
That would have been awesome.
But the rumor is they're coming into Spider-Man 3, so I'd rather have a live action.
Marvel, give the people what they want.
Yeah.
I agree.
Bring back Tobey.
So you're saying, so you've got,
And Andrew Garfield.
so far we've got 2 for Toby. We have 1 for, who did I do? Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Emma, you're up. So let's
Tom
see.
Holland.
Why? Have you seen any of the Spider-Man besides?
I saw them, just not like when I was younger. I saw them.
So you haven't been able to appreciate Pizza Time.
No, but I also really like Tom Holland, mainly because like he was Tony Stark's kid before he had Morgan.
So you like the fact that he became Iron Man through being like not become Iron Man, like he's related to Iron Man. And that's the one you like the most, honestly.
I mean, I love Spider-Man, and I also I just love that he was. Aside from him being Spider-Man, I like that he was the person who could bring Tony Stark to be more of a loving character.
Yeah.
Towards, because he's known to be very narcissistic.
Who?
And very Tony Stark.
Oh yeah, well he's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Total.
So like when this teenager came in, you just kind of thought like, oh, he's gonna be whatever with him, but he got really close with him, and he became like his kid before Morgan, and like.
Okay.
There's actually this
Oh
whole
yeah, I
theory-
forgot that he has a kid.
Yeah, and there's this whole theory that I mean, I doubt this is gonna happen, but that Morgan's gonna come back as this like villain in a way, and like be really pissed at Peter Parker because he was the reason that Tony went back.
Yeah.
And he's the reason Tony died, basically. Because
yeah,
if
but
it
without, well, I could say that because without him, the whole universe would have.
Well,
been.
yeah, because the only the final straw for Tony going back in time to like save the universe and whatever was him seeing the picture of him and Peter. Like when he picked up the
Yeah.
picture,
You're right.
Water on it.
Because that was when he was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
okay.
when he was gone, and if it wasn't for him, then he wouldn't have gone back. Like he said he didn't want to lose his daughter. He didn't want to lose all of the stuff that he had worked for in the past 5 years, and when he saw the picture of him and Peter, he was like, I had to go back to the kid. Okay,
so that's another. So you're a Tom Holland person, and I could understand. See, this is the thing. This is what I'm getting out of it, and I'm going to stick to my Tobey Maguire. But if I were to hire an actor right now, it'd probably have to be the like 20-something-year-old Tom Holland as opposed
he's
to
like your age.
Yeah, it's probably 20, 21, 24.
Is he on your hot list?
Oh yeah.
Of course he is. You fucking
Tom Holland's not
nerd. So I'm
ugly guy.
actually going to show Emma real quick the video of the Peter Parker dance. It is the greatest thing you'll ever see in your life. I'm not going to show it on this. I'm going to turn it and get the reaction just because I don't know if I can show it or not. But this is why I love Tobey Maguire. Let's see if I can get this going. Hold on.
If we're doing videos, I just saw something yesterday you guys need to watch.
Hopefully we can get that on. I just want to get the dance because this is a 2-minute. Oh, there it is.
It's the best scene ever. Can you see it, Rob?
That's
Here,
the cool
I'll
Peter
turn it.
Parker.
Yeah. That's when he got the symbiote suit, right?
That's my Spider-Man.
Emo Spider-Man.
And if you guys don't know what this scene is, this is Peter Parker when he's taken over by Venom, and he's just kind of doing an awesome strut with some black clothes and some slicked hair.
And the best J. Jonah Jameson ever.
That reminds me of the Zemo dance. Did you see that?
Em, get ready for it. Here it is. This is my scene. This is fuck. Puts his feet up.
Gwen Stacy's actually in this movie too, but he
doesn't
plays
he
her.
pimp smack the shit out of her in this movie?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, my Spider-Man hits women. That's something I probably like.
I always felt
that's a minus on me though. I don't like that part. But.
I always felt bad for his Russian landlord, the daughter, because she had such a big crush on Spider-Man. Yeah.
Oh, you like that flip or the
That
wolf?
was the most uncomfortable thing I've ever watched.
Oh, it
in my
gets
life.
better. Wait
Yeah,
for when
that's
he walks
the one
in.
thing. That's the one thing I will say that the Spider-Man's kind of an asshole with is that he smacked the shit out of her. But I think that was more Venom than it was him.
Yeah, and he comes right back out with the suit.
Like he's got the black suit.
Oh,
There it is. Hit him with it. Oh, the
Joker dance.
The thrust. Yo,
Yeah.
that actually looks like the Joker dance.
I don't
He was
like
the original.
that.
You can't tell me that isn't my Spider-Man. Again, from
That
what I
is
said,
our Spider-Man.
I'm gonna make this clear because I hope nobody misconstrues my words. I do not like the fact that he pimp smacked the shit out of Gwen Stacy.
Same here.
Like that is
Same.
not a good thing. I just like the fact that he fucking danced in a black suit with slicked hair while doing a montage of like It's like in my eyes. Let me move the table one more time. There we go, perfect. It's like his montage of doing bad things is like because that's not really bad things he's really doing. It's like being confident. That montage is like seeing like a nerd doing a montage of like taking a pencil and switching it with his pen, and he's going, "I'm a badass motherfucker right there," right? It's like that's what it reminds me of, and I think that's why I loved it so much. So going back,
that really reminded me of Zemo.
What's Zemo?
Baron Zemo and Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I never watched
it.
Oh,
here's a question.
I haven't watched it either.
I have not watched it.
Well, you know that like this is kind of a spoiler alert, but like Sam, like the Falcon becomes Captain America.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
well, that was in the movies, wasn't it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
But it's like
he gave him the
official.
keys.
Yeah, it's like official in the Falcon and the Winter
I
Soldier.
thought he
That's
comes
like,
back though. I thought what's the Spider-Man? Or I thought Captain America is coming back.
There's talk about it because Chris Evans'
So
contract,
it's on the table.
His contract, he wants to get it renewed, but they're not really talking about it that much. I think they want to keep it a little hidden, maybe.
So maybe like the next movie they have it at the end or something.
I think they might because it's already confirmed for the next Captain America with the Falcon as Captain America.
Yeah.
But I think he might actually be in it. I don't know though because he was just. I remember in an interview he said something about wanting to go back, but his everyone's contract got it ended.
Yeah, expired, baby.
Yeah. So I think he wants to renew his.
They should.
They should. I like.
He is Captain America.
And listen, I'm not trying to say what's his name won't be a good. Who's the Falcon? I'm not saying he won't be a good Captain America. I'm not trying to say that he wouldn't be a good. I just think that Chris Evans. Again, I said that my favorite was the Hulk. I think that my favorite superhero out of all of them was Captain America because he was so badass. And he doesn't really have superpowers to be.
He's a super soldier.
That's what I mean. In reality, you have a guy who can transform into a fucking monster. You have a god. You have a guy who's wearing a suit that is can shoot lasers. And then you got a guy who's really strong and can regenerate really fast.
I just got a question. Carlos probably knows the answer. Captain America, Wolverine was from they were in the same army group together. Right?
So
Wait, Wolverine and Captain America were together.
Fought in World War II. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Wolverine has been around since 1776.
Yeah, he's fought in all the major wars.
Oh, he fought in the wars.
Yeah. So Wolverine, he was from I think the 1700s, but he fought in the Civil War. He fought in Vietnam. He fought in World War II, World War I, I think too. But in World War II, he fought alongside Steve Rogers, and I don't really know much about the story. I do know that happened.
It was in the animated series because that's where I think I remember it from.
Okay.
If I'm not, I might be mistaken, but
no, it was in the comics too. But then also, so Steve Rogers was the beginning of the Weapons Plus program, which is where they gave him the super soldier serum, and they could never recreate the perfect, because I forgot his name. Emma, you might. Was it Baron von Strucker? Was that the guy who created?
I think so.
Yeah. So
I don't really know.
He created the super soldier serum, then he died. So no one was ever able to recreate it. So every country around the world after World War II was like, well, we want to make our own super soldier serum.
Was he? He was a good guy though, right? Baron. He was the one in the movie.
Yeah.
He was the good guy, but he was a German dude who came over to our side, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's been a while.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, but he made the super soldier serum for Steve, and he became Cap because he was the perfect fit for it.
Yeah.
So then everyone was always able to they were always trying to recreate it. So they did weapons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was all Roman numerals. So all of those super soldiers after weapons 1, weapons 2, weapons 3, whatever. Weapons 10 is Wolverine, also known as Weapon X.
Yeah.
So he comes from the same kind of thing, Stryker, who created him in the lab and all. Not created, he was already a mutant, but who gave him the adamantium and all that. He comes from the same thing. And Deadpool, I think, is Weapon 11 or something, or 13, some shit like that. But awesome. They are all busy trying to recreate Steve Rogers, and they're just always fucked up.
And that's what's his name, the Winter Soldier. He's a failed experiment, not a failed, but he's an experiment.
Yeah, he's Hydra's version of it. Yeah,
like Captain America.
Yeah,
and doesn't he in the movie beat the shit out of Chris Evans?
Well, Chris Evans didn't.
He held back, right?
Yeah, because it was his best friend still. He knew that even though he was brainwashed, that is still his best friend.
I loved him because of his hair.
Bucky?
Pretty dope.
He had fucking
beautiful.
locks.
Beautiful.
That man, and it was for some reason it always looked wet.
Yeah.
Right? It always looked wet.
There was a lot of... Never mind. Yeah.
Stopping yourself on that one before that one shoots up.
Yeah.
But I really liked the fact that he didn't die. Because,
he's great on the show.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, I like the fact that... Because like I said, my favorite standalone movie was probably Captain America movies. And I think it's because I really liked how they went about it. And I think that all the movies had emotion to it. And the fact that he couldn't see the love of his life ever again.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he did, but she died.
I have a theory.
Is it like Futurama where like he's his own grandma or something?
No. But okay.
Can we just talk real quick? I'm just gonna add this real quick, and then you can go. Let's just talk about the fact that he banged someone's mom and their daughter.
I know.
Let's just put that out there.
What a man.
Like, what the fuck?
That's America's dick.
And that's and bro, that's a Disney movie.
Yeah,
like Disney supports banging the daughter and the mom.
Granddaughter, I think.
Yeah, granddaughter.
Oh, that makes it even weirder.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. I had to add that because I thought about that. Go ahead. What were you saying?
So, like, throughout all the Avengers movies,
Well, real quick, what's your theory? Like,
I'm getting there.
Well, it's about who? Captain America and
like his love.
Okay,
right?
because I was a little confused. I'm sorry.
You know how like Captain America, like they never really dated Peggy and him. They never really like.
No, not officially, because he never took her on a date.
Yeah. So, my thing is, in the Avengers movies, you see how Black Widow and him, like, they always flirted. Constantly.
Did they?
Oh, yes. Constantly.
I thought the Hulk and Black Widow.
That was the thing. There was a few times where, like, things would happen with Natasha Romanoff, like, Black Widow, and they would, like, look at each other and kind of be, like the typical, like, jealous guy, like,
yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, anyways, so when she died and he went back in time to return everything, like, all the Infinity Stones, there's a theory that I saw this on TikTok, and I completely believe it, that when he went back in time, he did the last dance with Peggy.
Yeah. But
he didn't stay with her because that would have, like, messed up everything.
And made it incest.
Not even
that.
He
banged his own granddaughter.
Not even that.
Ew, wait.
Exactly. That's why he didn't go with
her.
Because he just had his last dance with her and went and saved Black Widow and lived the rest of his life with Black Widow, like, in the 40s.
Also, he knew about 9/11 and did nothing.
That is true. All right, can I also just say, like, you know what he could have also done? He could have, like, done some weird shit and, like, still dated Peggy and, like, married her. And, like, still all the events still happen. Like, you think about it. I mean, look, and maybe that's... No, but you think about it. Maybe that's why when they asked, what did you do? He's like, I'm not going to tell you shit, bro.
That's why when they were like, who's the girl, he didn't say anything.
Oh, my God.
Which is why I think it's Black Widow.
But...
I think he went back and saved her and lived the rest of his life with her.
What do you mean the rest of his life? They're in the same timeline, though. He wouldn't be old.
What do you mean?
Like, Black Widow's only, what, like 30 years old?
No, when he went back in time and, like, he gave all the Infinity Stones back.
Yeah.
So he had to go back to the exact time that everything was taken.
Yeah.
So he went back when Black Widow was about to, like, jump.
Jump, yeah.
And he was like, here you go. Here's a stone. So I think that he saved her and just, like... took her into his like timeline.
So he took her back to the 30s and 40s.
Yeah, and he had his last dance with Peggy.
Do you think she would have done that though?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
I feel like she wouldn't do that with the whole I have to be a superhero. She has like that I can't leave the Avengers attitude, I thought.
No, I think she would have if it was with him.
Yeah, but like I still think he banged his granddaughter. It's so the fact that you just said that makes me think that now because
it would be his granddaughter though.
That's the thing that makes me think that
it would 100%
like no matter what I think about that now because maybe that's why he won't tell anybody because he doesn't want to come out as like a fucking incest guy.
Damn.
Right? Like I'm thinking about that now. When she said that she doesn't want to mess up the timeline, I'm like that makes sense. But like
that would be his granddaughter if he stayed with Peggy. That would be his granddaughter.
But from what they're saying, from what I've learned from Marvel, is that when you go back and you change history, you're making another timeline, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So in that new timeline, that granddaughter would somehow be his, I guess, or she doesn't exist because they don't verify if she exists anymore. Do they in the shows or anything? I don't really know if they verify.
We can't really.
Well,
spoil.
Don't spoil it if you
Soldier.
can't.
She's in Falcon and
Well,
Winter
yeah,
Soldier.
she's in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay, so never mind. So he just banged his granddaughter. All right, so that's on the table. All right, so he banged the granddaughter. That's pretty good. Here, I'm gonna move back just a little bit. I gotta get fucking a carpet that covers this entire thing. It's just that shit's expensive, man, and I'm poor. So.
I feel you on that one.
All right, so we got a little bit on that. Emma's theory is pretty interesting. I'm gonna get into maybe a few more things. I think we're at an hour and 10 minutes. That's actually a pretty good time. So I'm gonna go for a little bit longer. Maybe we'll hit like an hour 45. I still got a few more things that I'd like to talk about. So DC versus Marvel.
Ooh.
DC versus Marvel. Well, no, not like actually fighting.
Okay.
DC Comics versus, or let's do this. What's better, DC Marvel or DC or Marvel movies? DC Marvel comics, DC Marvel shows. So we'll do 3. So go ahead, Carl or Rob.
Damn, that's tough.
Right?
Rob loves DC Comics.
Because I do
Really?
Batman comics are great.
Yeah.
But when they came out with Batman Rebirth, that's when I really, really started getting back into comics.
Was that with Tom King?
That's Tom King.
Okay.
Scott Snyder did
Yeah.
it. And then, dude, their spin-offs are amazing. Like, there's the DC Metal series. And with the Batman Who Laughs, if you ever get to read that comic, it is amazing.
Yeah.
Because what it is basically, I believe in that comic, Batman is actually evil.
Is that the one where, I don't know if this is true or not, I read somewhere that there is a version of Batman where Bruce Banner dies. The father becomes Batman and
Bruce
the mother
Wayne?
becomes...
Yeah.
Bruce Banner, the fucking Hulk, becomes Batman. He's just fucking jacked as
That'd be
shit.
the best.
He goes up to the Joker, and the Joker's trying to do something. He rips him in half.
Yeah.
Like this is what I'm saying. I don't know if this is true. This is a comic, but I know it's a comic. I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but there's a comic where Batman or Bruce Wayne dies. Mm-hmm. The father becomes Batman, but he kills, and the mother becomes Joker. And like I know that that's a comic, and that concept is
I
fucking.
didn't read that one.
That one's I don't know if it's a big comic or not. Probably not, but that is a fucking cool concept.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's true.
Like-
I mean, if you ever read The Batman Who Laughs, like, spoiler, but like the first comic, this is basically what happens.
Yeah.
Like, I've read this so long ago, so I'm trying to like put it together, but I believe Batman's evil. He takes Lois Lane and Superman's son and he forces Superman to kill them, or was it the Joker to kill them in front of Superman? It was some crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I like those twists.
But
Like,
that's the cool thing that I think DC does a lot that Marvel doesn't, is that they do some cool random twists. So if you were to say, let's just limit this now, what would you rather, comics, what would you say, who has it better, Marvel or DC?
It's so hard, man.
If you,
I mean,
your favorites.
My favorites, slight edge for DC.
That's fair, and that's what I was expecting, because like I said before, I feel like DC does a better job with, and I don't read comics. I don't really read comics at all, honestly, but I do read in general, and I read overviews, and I go on Wikipedia because I'm just upset, like you said, getting obsessed with shit and reading it nonstop. I have read more twists in DC than I have Marvel. For the shows, what are you saying?
For the shows, like animated series,
Let's just say animated.
Animated series, DC by far.
That's fair, because the
Yes.
Batman series too, and then the
Batman Beyond was pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
And then what are you saying for movies?
Movies, DC shouldn't make movies.
Yeah, no, they
Honestly,
should.
they
They've
should.
never made a good DC movie.
I mean, I think they got. I hate this guy. The dude that played Batman.
Christian Bale?
No. Not Christian, Ben
Bennifer?
Yeah.
Ben Affleck, bro. I don't even watch it, but
like-
Ben Affleck.
No. Like Aquaman, spot on. I think Jason Momoa as Aquaman.
Oh my god,
it's perfect.
I wish I was Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
I
That's a
wish
gorgeous man.
I was Jason Momoa. Long hair, just 6 foot something, Hawaiian.
Yep.
Oh my god, that guy is a
That's
god.
living the dream.
He banged Danny Targaryen on Game of Thrones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on. Carlos, let's do this. Let's
right.
do first comics. What are you saying?
Man. So
I know the answer for this one.
it's gonna be Marvel. Yeah.
But you've read more Marvel, right?
Yeah,
Like, that's
I've
the
always
thing, is
been
you've read a
more
lot
Marvel, but like, I like DC's stories, in terms of like their villains and shit like that. But Marvel for me has always just been like a staple. Like I think it's more of I've read more Marvel, so I don't know enough about DC. But what I have read, like DC, it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I just always, in general, I just think Marvel's a lot cooler.
You think they have a better story?
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
think Marvel knows, like, I feel like Marvel incorporates what they're doing better, and they're just more out there. But like DC's pretty fucking good too. Like one of my favorite comic series of all time is The Watchman. It's owned by DC. Like The Watchman is fucking
The Watchmen
incredible.
fucked me up when they killed that guy, the ink blot guy.
Oh
You
yeah,
remember, like, that fucked me up because I like that guy.
Oh,
He didn't
Rorschach-
deserve that
Rorschach.
shit.
Yeah.
He got fucked.
Yeah.
And for no reason. He was just like, because fuck you.
yeah, dude. Rorschach is just he's a great man. If you guys haven't watched the HBO series, it's incredible. And
Fun
I like
fact,
it too.
you can go on a site called this is why I'm broke.com and you can buy his mask and his mask moves.
Oh
Yeah,
shit,
no,
I've
it's
seen
a re-
cosplayers with that.
Yeah, they
That's
have
awesome.
it. It's like I think it's like $30. It's awesome.
That might be my first cosplay if I ever decide to do it.
Dude, it's awesome.
But yeah,
what,
dude.
what would be your first cosplay if you ever did it?
Oh, bro, if I were ever doing a cosplay, it's hard to say because I'm a kid with like dirty-ish blonde hair with a fucking red beard. So like I don't.
Thor.
But that's like real Thor. Like
Yeah.
Thor in Marvel has like luscious blonde locks.
Yeah.
I'm like the
You
Thor.
could get some hair dye
That is true,
or
bro.
a
I mean,
wig.
that'd be hard. Well, my favorite person in any, let's just say villain. My favorite villain ever is a DC villain, and nobody knows who he is. His name is Cocaine Man.
What?
He is a real
I don't even
person,
know who that is.
and his superpowers are only activated when he rails cocaine.
That's amazing.
That is his hero. You can look this up. He is a real villain, Cocaine Man. He is based out of Colombia.
Yes.
He's in Colombia, and his superpower is doing a shit ton of cocaine.
He sounds more like a hero.
Right? Dude, it's funny as hell. He's just some drug dealer who does coke and gets powers. Like, how do you even discover that? Like, all of a sudden, I think his powers are like fucking like super speed. Like, it's
But
like.
isn't that's what it's supposed to do?
Like, it's, I mean,
That's how it's supposed to make you feel.
I have never seen it. And like his costume, or no, his name's not Cocaine Man.
it's Pablo Escobar.
Bro, I think it's like the Snowflake. I swear to God,
that's
or like
amazing.
some shit like that. All right.
fucking great.
So, cartoons, what are you choosing?
I'm DC animated shits on Marvel.
Yeah, I can
animated.
see that.
Yeah, DC's always had the better animation. TV shows though, I'm gonna go with Marvel.
Yeah.
Especially the Netflix shows, they don't get any love. Like they're
Well,
Daredevil.
Disney also backed DC, and you have a
Yeah.
giant company backing you. You got such an advantage.
Of course, but also like the CW shows are trash. I'm sorry, but like I didn't like
Yeah.
Flash or Green Arrow or
Oh,
Legends of Tomorrow.
awful.
Yeah, they're
movies.
just low
Awful.
budget. Like the idea's there, but they're low budget. It's
They
like
didn't do enough to keep it alive.
Yeah.
They
It's
need
like-
to regroup.
yeah, they need to just shut everything.
Oh,
down and start
100%.
over.
When
Yeah.
it comes to the movies, I mean, the animes are awesome. Like I watched Samurai Batman or some shit like that.
I
and
haven't
was
seen
like,
it yet.
I was like, damn, this is actually a really good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, what's good about the animes, the animations or whatever you want to call it, they have so many different stories. Like Batman, like, dude, I could watch that shit all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's awesome, and he's like a badass.
Yeah.
I mean, Batman's a guy that has no powers, but he's a superhero.
Yeah.
It's just, he's just rich.
I saw a fucking clip,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know where it was from, and I don't know if it's real, but it's like Wonder Woman. Is that who? It's Wonder Woman, right?
Oh, is it what I posted the other day?
Yes! Oh, it was you! Where it was like Wonder Woman going up to Batman and saying like, hey, let's date. And he was like, it wouldn't work. And he was
He
like...
just shuts her down.
and he was like, what was it? He said something to her. He was like, why wouldn't it work? And he says to her, well, it wouldn't work. He's like, you're an Amazonian princess, and I'm a rich kid with parent issues or
Yeah.
some shit. It's like, yo, Batman is a fucking truth man.
Dude, I was dying. I saw this tweet that said Batman is the only person in existence who would I have to read it because it would do it no justice, but it's the funniest fucking tweet I've ever read in a long time.
So while you're doing that, what would you say? I don't even know if I should fucking ask you. It's movies.
Marvel.
Like
Yeah.
it's not even a fucking.
That's not a question.
It's not even a competition.
Can
like
we remove that?
I feel like Marvel. When you think of a superhero movie, you're not thinking of Batman,
No.
Why do you think Ryan Reynolds went back and killed the Green Lantern?
dude.
in Deadpool?
Actually, if I'm being
That was
honest,
so
my
good.
favorite hero of all time is Deadpool. And honestly, this is before the movies. I looked in. This is when I found out about comics, and I thought they were kind of cool, and I'd look into them before the movies happened. And I remember reading about Deadpool, and I thought him in general, like he was like the special ops guy who fucking became like a mercenary. Loved it because I like anti-heroes. I don't like. I love Captain America. I completely erase what I just said about liking the standalone Captain America movies because Deadpool has never been a better. One of my first tattoos, I watched that movie, and I just couldn't believe that they made a hero that I liked because nobody really. I feel like Deadpool was popular, but he wasn't like movie worthy.
He's the most badass.
Yeah, like, dude.
He is the most badass.
I love that the anti-hero vibe. Like I'm a big fan
Punisher.
of that. Yeah, exactly. Like big time.
Yeah.
So
All right.
They got to bring him back too, man.
Oh, I know. They need to.
They got to do something with him because he's great. I mean, that's a great superhero. Too.
No, I agree.
Rumor is fucking what's his name? Cox is coming back. I forgot his first name. I just know it's Cox.
Big.
Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox is coming back as Daredevil in Spider-Man 3. He's gonna be his lawyer.
So what's the tweet?
Oh,
say?
so it goes: Batman is the only motherfucker in existence who will go to extreme lengths to not get bitches.
Yo, it's fucking true. It's so true. You need to watch some DC shit. No, you don't, because DC sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you.
DC does suck.
DC, the movies are just awful.
DC
And I feel like you don't
The
want to.
movies are dark. Like they're like
They're not even
they
like.
look dark.
But they're not. Yes.
You can't see
yes,
anything.
Yes, that is true. It's like the Game of Thrones finale.
Yeah.
Where
Ben
you couldn't
Affleck
see.
is Batman. I still can't
Also,
get over
how
that.
the fuck do they choose Batmans? Like, I feel like they've never hit the nail on the head with a Batman.
Yeah, to
it's
get
just
your
they're like
voice deep
like
enough.
like you ever see like the Ted in Ted? You guys ever watch Ted 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where he's like the next Batman, Jonah Hill. Fuck! Like it's just gonna happen. All right, Emma. I don't even know how I should fucking ask you because you haven't seen him. So let's just explain. Why do you think that well, you never read the comics, right? Okay, so why do you think the Marvel TV shows are good? I'll ask you a different kind of question.
The TV shows.
Yeah, why are they good? What about them makes them good?
I think just because like they're explaining more. Like I think because they're all connecting into like the newer movies.
Okay.
Like everything. Like I think all like basically like all the Avengers are dead. Like basically like the most important ones are dead. You know, like Iron Man and
Captain
Black
America's
Widow.
out of commission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like
We
with
still
all
have
these,
Hawkeye.
we,
He gets no love.
For real, he really doesn't.
No love.
with all these new movies, like there's obviously gonna be like a new like Avengers kind of like group.
Yeah.
Like even if it's not the Avengers, it's gonna be something like it. So I think that it just adds more to like the upcoming movies, and it also like gives more of like the smaller characters like Bucky, who you don't really get to see a lot, and like Sam, who you didn't really get to see a lot. And like Wanda and Vision and all of them, like you don't really get to see them a lot, and they're doing a thing for Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Hawkeye gets
I
no
love
love.
him.
Haley Steinfeld.
He should. Listen.
And
He
Loki,
should
Loki's
have.
coming.
Next 2 weeks, I think.
He should have gotten down with Black Widow. Black Widow wanted him. I don't care what anyone
Dude, the
says.
Black Widow movie's coming out soon.
But is she dead?
Yeah, this is a prequel. This is after
Yeah.
Civil
Like,
War, I think.
All right, I
It's-
got a good question. Who do
Go
you
ahead.
think is the next X-Men that pops up in one of these shows?
Wolverine.
Deadpool, hopefully.
Yeah.
Wait, he's an. Oh yeah, he's an X-Force.
See, what would be actually cool, right? If in the Spider-Man movie, you know how, well, not even the Spider-Man, he could do the Doctor Strange movie.
That is true. Yeah.
Him and Cable.
Coming
because
from the Fox universe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But him and Cable, they were time traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Doctor Strange meets Cable.
There you go.
You could go wherever you want with that one.
Yeah.
Bro, you know how they should introduce Deadpool? They should do like a Spider-Man movie or like a random movie like a fucking Captain America or something. You can even do like Hawkeye, but I feel like Hawkeye would be a little bit too obvious. Do like a Spider-Man movie where he's fighting the electric guy. What's his name?
Electro.
Like he's fighting him.
And
And then like at the end of the movie, like Electro's about to kill Spider-Man, and then Deadpool's thing cuts through his fucking head.
Oh, that'd be
Like
sick.
that would be it
Yeah.
would be the most anticlimactic, badass thing. I would be the one screaming in
But
theaters.
wait, Rhino was in Deadpool 2, right? Or wait,
No,
who-
Juggernaut.
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 And he's a part of the Spider-Verse. Well, no, he's a part of Marvel
He's
in
an
general.
X-Men. He's Professor X's brother.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Juggernaut's Professor X.
What the
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
I don't know why I got so confused there.
Wait,
Because
wait,
they're
wait,
two
wait,
big
wait,
guys. That's
Professor X, Wheelchair Man.
Yeah.
Yep. That's his stepbrother. or his half brother, some shit like that.
In some universe.
When do they explain this?
In the comics.
In the comics.
Holy shit, that is something that I
The
did
reason
not
he
know.
has that big thing on his head, I think, is because Professor X can't control him. If he has,
Oh, it's
like
ki-
Magneto.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Magneto thing.
Yeah, I think. I'm almost positive.
Magneto's probably one of the strongest.
Dude, I hope they bring
Magneto-
back Fassbender
They
as
have
Magneto.
to. They,
Magneto's kind of like, dude, you ever see the thing where it was like
no love. Another one that gets no love. That's like just amazing.
Yeah, and as Wanda's dad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I'm like
don't know
learning
that.
so much shit that I didn't even know
Oh, yeah.
about.
Magneto is Wanda and
And
Quicksilver's dad.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
I did that for you.
Evan Peters.
So,
Yeah,
But
okay.
Quicksilver's dead, so
I was
That
pissed
is-
when.
Yeah.
Did you see WandaVision?
yeah.
I was pissed. They brought back the best Quicksilver, which was Pietro from the X-Men,
You know this?
and it was just fucking Ralph Boner. It wasn't even him. It was just some guy.
Did you say
I-
Ralph Boner?
Ralph
Yeah,
Boner is his name.
Ralph Boner.
Yeah. Literally is his name. It pissed me the fuck off.
It really kind of sucked because I think, don't get me wrong, WandaVision was great, but they could have done so much more with it.
Yeah.
And
Is it over? Or is there
yeah,
another?
no, it's
Is there another season, or is it just like
No,
it's a
They're limited
standalone?
series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So-
It's like one of those. Okay, I get what you're saying.
So the only thing that I don't like about the Marvel movies, this is my only thing, is that they could do so much more with it, but they don't.
But do you think they could do so much more with it because you've seen how good they are, and you start to say, "Wow, you could do a lot more with this," even though how great they are?
Yeah, because like I don't even think Magneto got a mention in WandaVision. at
No.
all.
They just said the word mutant like once. in the
Yeah.
whole
Well,
thing.
Magneto, man, that is a bullshit character. If you have a fucking watch on, you're fucked.
I know.
Yeah.
What a great guy.
Well, I never got around to this for you. I guess this is probably we're getting to the last question. So, last one, not the last one for you, but one of the things that I was asking before is why do you think the Marvel movies are good?
I just like them. I just like them.
Why?
They have like first
Why?
of all, why?
Why?
Like their plot line, of course, and I also think like Marvel does a really good job talking about mental illnesses, like Tony Stark with his like PTSD and anxiety from the whole New York thing with the Avengers.
Alcoholism
Thor's
too.
depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thor's depression. You know.
Fat Thor, shout out.
Oh my god. You know
Love
when I told Mom about that, she was laughing at him.
Shout out Fat Thor.
Yeah.
I love him.
Didn't I get you the Funko for Christmas? The
Yes,
Funko?
it's somewhere. Steph made me
Bro.
put it in a box. Actually, I'm getting some to make this room a little bit more presentable. I'm getting some shelves. I'm gonna put all my Funko Pops and my
Nice.
two little. You guys don't see them, but they're looking at the camera.
Oh, those
My
things
two
are
little,
great.
my little
Yeah.
demon things are in the corner. I had to get them in there somehow.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the movies are great because
They first of all they
they do great
They-
with the mental illnesses.
talk about mental
Yeah.
illnesses. The character development in those movies I think are the best character developments I've seen in any movie.
Yeah.
Like you look at like Bucky Barnes from before he was the Winter Soldier
Of course.
to then when he was the Winter Soldier, and then you see in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier before he was having nightmares when he was waking up, and then at the end he's smiling waking up because he's seeing the kids.
Yeah.
And it's just like the character developments for like every single character. Like even like Black Widow, like she was very reserved and didn't talk to Tony about a bunch of like things, and then she became one of his like closest friends.
And they showed her when she went through like that academy at one point.
Yeah.
Remember when
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
like
yeah.
having like some flashbacks?
Yeah, and like how she said that
Abuse.
she was like a monster because they made her like not be able to have children.
That is true. I've never thought about how they've handled like mentally ill people in that
Oh,
show. They've
and,
really
like-
showed a lot.
Almost every single character has mental illness that they talk about.
Especially WandaVision is basically all about her grieving.
Yeah.
Like Vision's death.
Well, yeah, that was Vision died in a fucked up way.
Yeah.
That man
Oh my
died.
god.
He died.
Ripped
I don't
ripped
know.
the stone from his face.
That's all right. So let's get to. I think honestly, I think we're good. I right now I'm writing down some questions because I'm still trying to get used to the whole podcast thing. But honestly, I feel like we could end it with all this. I think we had a good time, right?
Yeah.
Hell
I-
yeah.
I think this is something we can keep going. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
there has to be a part 2 to this.
we could definitely do something next. Dude, there's so much more we could talk about. I mean, we had an hour and a half podcast. Eventually, I'd like to get them a little longer, but I mean, like, this is like a first podcast. Feel it out. I mean, I think overall this went great, right?
Oh hell yeah.
How do you guys? I was gonna ask you before. How do you guys like the setup so
I
far?
fucking love it.
Right?
Love
Yeah.
it.
Like the last minute. This was literally like.
Is this from our house?
I hope the camera didn't just die. Oh, the camera just died.
All right.
Okay.
All right, well, all right. Well, I'm just gonna say this right now. Nobody can really hear me. The camera just died. I just want to say one more time. Thank you to my guests. We have Rob Miranda.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Sorry, I didn't know what to say. Rob Miranda, Carlos Perez,
Thanks for having me.
and then Emma Snyder. Yeah, thanks for that one. All right, yeah, one more time, I'm going to shout out my sponsor, D&E Window and Door. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me. Yeah, thanks, guys. Tune in next time. It is going to be Wednesday. I'm going to be having, not too sure yet, and then the podcast is going to be on Wednesdays and Fridays. Thank you so much for everybody who showed up. I will see you guys later. See ya.